Hello all and welcome to Talk Footy. In today's video I shall be giving my thoughts on yesterday's final and player ratings. First of all, congratulations to Bayern Munich and all their fans. I think that over the course of the tournament and even yesterday's performance is deserving of a Champions League victory. Winning 11 of 11 games is nothing short of impressive and could easily go down as one of the best Champions League winning sides we have witnessed. On to the final itself. It wasn't the most exciting of games, however there were moments of brilliance, and the one that stands out is of course the only goal by Kingsley Coman. Credit has to go to Kimmich for playing the ball perfectly for Coman to dispatch. In the first half I think that PSG were the brighter side, although Lewandowski did have a good chance hitting the post. I think that Kehrer was causing Davis a couple of problems down the left flank, and the French side had two major chances with Neymar forcing a fantastic save out of Neuer, and Mbappe right before the break should have scored after Alaba gave the ball away in the box. I think the referee got both penalties decisions correct, as there was too little contact on both Mbappe and Coman to give penalties. In the second half, I think Bayern controlled the game much better, and after the goal, even more. They defended the lead well and made it hard for PSG to get the ball. They made some good tactical fouls and even forced PSG into making some fouls. In the process, this made the game a bit of a stop-and-start contest and less interesting. However, Bayern weren't there to make the footballing world see great football. They were there to win the final, and that's exactly what Flick's side managed to do. It became a bit like last year's final, and we know that last year's finalists Liverpool and Spurs and this year's Bayern and PSG are very capable of producing thrilling encounters. However, in football sometimes you just have to make life difficult for the opponent and grind out a result in order to win. Flick got his tactics spot on, managing to get the best out of his fullbacks Davis and Kimmich, to cause pressure on Kehrer and Bernat that eventually led to the winning goal. On the other hand, I feel that Tuchel should have forced his side to push forward much earlier in the game than the last 10 minutes. By that time, his team were tired and frustrated, and it was too little too late. I think he should have brought on Icardi instead of Draxler, as Icardi would have provided more of a goal threat than Draxler, who hasn't scored an official goal since February 19. If Tuchel wanted to bring on a wide player, not a striker like Icardi, he should have gone for Pablo Sarabia, who has scored 14 and assisted 7 in all competitions this season, unlike Draxler, who has assisted 7 and scored none. For the player ratings, I'm going to start with PSG, and in goal we have Keylor Navas, who gets a 6. He wasn't at fault for the goal and had decent distribution. Mbappe gets a 7. He made a very vital interception to deny Lewandowski from tapping home from close range. If he wasn't there, it would have been 2-0 Bayern and game over. He didn't make many mistakes and couldn't really have prevented that goal. Thiago Silva gets a 6. A disappointing end for a club legend and footballing legend. He gave it his all but could not lead his side when his team was so desperately crying out for some leadership and direction. Marquinhos gets a 7. He made some good interceptions and was able to keep Lewandowski at bay. He couldn't have done much to prevent Coman's goal. Juan Bernat, 6. He tried to push forward and prevented Gnabry from getting past. However, his final ball and his crosses were lacking that cutting edge to really cause Bayern's defense any problems. Timo Kehrer gets a 5 on 10. He looked bright going forward, causing Davis a couple of problems early on. However, he was at fault for Bayern's goal, leaving Coman unmarked at the back post to head home. As the game Coman kept getting the better of him and was the evident weakness in PSG's backline. Leandro Paredes, 6 on 10. He failed to make a difference going forward but wasn't bad defensively. He was subbed off at the 65th minute. Ander Herrera, 7 on 10. He had a good first half, making some good interceptions and forward runs, including setting up Mbappe right before the break. However, Mbappe failed to convert. He was then subbed off at the 72nd minute. Angel Di Maria gets a 6. He played a couple of good forward balls and teed up Marquinhos, however his effort was saved. He failed to produce any of his trademark long-range goals and he didn't have any shots at all. Neymar gets a 6. He was unlucky not to score and make it 1-0 to the Parisians but was denied by Neuer. He found some space to get the ball across right at the end but Choupo-Moting didn't anticipate it. Apart from those instances, Neymar was largely ineffective and quite frustrated. Kylian Mbappe, 5 on 10. He was only a shadow of his electric normal self. He didn't cause too many problems apart from playing in Neymar, who was close to scoring. He missed a huge opportunity to take the lead at the end of the first half. On to PSG's subs who came on. We have Marco Verratti, who gets 6. He didn't make an impact off the bench after coming on for 25 minutes instead of Paredes. Julian Draxler also failed to make an impact, getting a 5, came on at the 72nd minute. Lavian Courtois gets a 6. He was brought on at the 80th minute instead of the injured Bernat. He didn't do anything wrong but was unable to push forward when his side urgently needed a goal. Choupo-Moting gets a 5. He was unable to repeat his heroics against Atalanta. Choupo-Moting had a good opportunity to play in Neymar, however chose the wrong option and gave it to Mbappe, who was offside. He was also very slow to react to Neymar's snapshot right at the end of the game. On to Bayern Munich's player ratings. We're going to start with Manuel Neuer in goal. He gets a 9. He made a fantastic save, making himself big to deny Neymar from opening the scoring early on. He also stopped Marquinhos later on in the game. The German in goal was vocal and led as a true captain, and is a very worthy Champions League winning captain. We have Jerome Boateng, centre-back, who gets a 7. He only played for 25 minutes due to injury, however when he played he looked comfortable on the ball and made only a few mistakes. David Alaba gets a 6. I'm giving Alaba a bit of a low rating because he was very fortunate not to escape guilty of presenting PSG a gift to score. Apart from that, he looked okay and kept Mbappe and Neymar quite quiet. Alphonso Davies gets a 7. Timo Kehrer gave him a bit of trouble in the first half and even received a yellow card. However, he kept his cool and made sure to remain disciplined and not get a second yellow. He did a very good job keeping Neymar out, a truly brilliant left back who is full of potential and thoroughly deserving of this victory. Joshua Kimmich gets an 8. Very solid at the back, shutting out PSG's frontman, and his best contribution to the game was undoubtedly that beautifully delivered ball for Coman to finish. He pushed forward well and his persistence paid off. Thiago Alcantara gets a 9 and wins man of the match in my opinion. He led the midfield and was very pivotal into the way Bayern played yesterday's final. He made most passes on the field, completing 85 and most ball recoveries, making 7. Thiago was imperious in the centre of the park. On and off the ball, he was highly effective. Leon Goretzka gets a 7. He wasn't as impressive as his central midfield partner, however nonetheless put in a good performance, keeping things ticking in midfield. Serge Gnabry gets a 5. He has been impressive throughout this Champions League campaign, netting 4 against Spurs in the group stage, also netting goals against Chelsea, Barcelona and Lyon. However, in the final, Gnabry didn't see much of the ball and failed to break down PSG's defence. Thomas Muller gets a 7. He created space for Coman and others to get into the game. He played some very good forward passes and is pivotal to the way Bayern play. Even though he may be overshadowed at times by Lewandowski and the wingers, his role as a Raumdeuter, in English literally translating to space interpreter, is not to be underestimated. Kingsley Coman gets an 8. He looked bright and caused Kehrer all sorts of problem down the flank. His most telling contribution is obviously his lovely cushion header past Navas that proved to be the only goal of the game. Robert Lewandowski gets a 6. Came agonizingly close to scoring in the first half when his effort hit the post. Overall, he didn't get into the game as much as he would have wanted to, but without a doubt has been remarkable throughout this campaign, scoring 15 and providing a further 6 in 10 Champions League games. That is absolutely out of this world and definitely deserves the Ballon d'Or if they even have the event. Niklas Zule gets an 8. Came on for the injured Boateng after only 25 minutes. The German did a great job keeping the likes of Mbappe and Neymar out of the game. He was very solid and made sure the backline was always in shape. Phil Coutinho gets a 5. He made very little impact off the bench apart from a well-struck free kick that was very close to hitting the target. Ivan Perisic gets a 5 as well. Much like Coutinho, made no impact on proceedings. Another substitute is Tolisso, however he only came on for 5 minutes or so won't get a rating. So there you have it. Bayern Munich are champions of Europe, thoroughly deserved. If you have any disagreements or any feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Any suggestions or video ideas, I would kindly see them all and try and include them in the channel. Thank you for listening, and that is all for today.